Ce mois-ci, j'ai passé 2 semaines dans le sud de la France. Ce séjour linguistique a été organisé par mon école pour améliorer notre français et découvrir une nouvelle culture. Antibes is a small town between Nice and Cannes on the French Riviera. Now, I got very lucky. I had an amazing host family. They were very nice. They made sure I understood correctly what they were saying, which is very helpful, not being used to speaking so much French. And yeah, from the balcony you even had a view of the beach in Antibes. The first few days were definitely hard, just needing to get used to speaking so much French. Now that trip wasn't just vacation. During the week we had to meet up at school at around 8:30. For lunch we would either sit down in a restaurant and enjoy our meal there, or since there are a lot of sandwich shops, we took a sandwich to go and went to the beach and enjoyed it there with a beautiful view of the ocean. Personally, that was one of my favorite things in Antibes, was just to have lunch with good friends at the beach, watching the waves, enjoying the warm weather. And after we returned from lunch, on some days we had school again, and sometimes we went on excursions. And then Friday afternoon and the weekend was of course off. We could do whatever we wanted. We usually went to one of the neighboring cities or just stayed in Antibes, looked around, walked around, took a lot of videos. Now, I was in a great class. At first I only knew about 2 or 3 people, but already after the first day I got to meet a lot of new people. As I said, on the weekend we were able to do whatever we wanted. So most of us went to Nice and Cannes, which are only about 15 to 20 minutes away from Antibes. In Nice, we first went to go find this ice cream place that a friend knows. So after walking through the city for a good amount of time, we found these staircases and we decided to go up there. After we got up those, we saw to the right there was another staircase, so we decided to continue. So we continued up the stairs until we reached the top, and then we had this beautiful view over the entire Nice. You could see the ocean, the beach, the entire city. And there was also this very beautiful waterfall that we passed by. And yeah, we stood there for a minute, just took in the cool air that was there. But personally, I enjoyed Antibes the most. It was smaller than the other 2 cities. There were less tourists, which is nice, and just very peaceful. I enjoyed walking along the coast, always having a beautiful view of the ocean and the beach. I think what I enjoyed doing most in Antibes was just walking through town, getting an ice cream or eating a macaron. And then we always ended up at the beach where we would just sit there, watch the waves come and go. Usually the ocean is quite calm there, but I remember one day where the waves were super strong and aggressive. And on 2 afternoons we went on an excursion with the school. Once we got to see how they make perfume, and then after that we drove up this mountain to the top where there was this small village with an amazing view. The town was super cute, just small little shops. And on the other day we went to the Villa Rothschild. That is an old villa near Nice. What really fascinated me was the big garden that it had. Not only were the beautiful fountains that played along to the music, but there were also different themed gardens, such as the Rose Garden, the Spanish Garden, the Japanese Garden. So a few of my friends and I decided we'd just walk around and just enjoy the beautiful garden. Yeah, so that was very relaxing and was beautiful. The sunsets and the sunrises in Antibes were always very beautiful. Once I made sure to get up early enough that I could go to the beach. Even though the sky was quite cloudy, I could still get some great footage of the sunrise and yeah, in beautiful pink, purplish color. Yeah, it was just a very peaceful morning, not a lot of people were around. Yeah, I really enjoyed that time. On most days when I got to school, I still usually had some time until school started. So sometimes I decided to go to the beach again with my friends. During the morning, we usually got a break of 20 minutes, and I had the tradition of getting a pain au chocolat. I got one of those pretty much every day during school. Sometimes I got coffee with it. Eventually those 2 weeks went by and we headed back home to Switzerland. Because of these 2 weeks, my French has improved quite a lot, especially just speaking. I'm way more comfortable speaking now. So I just want to say thank you to the teachers in Antibes for all that they did for us, and to the teachers here in Switzerland that helped organize this entire trip. I highly recommend going on this trip if you're a student from the VSKVV in Winterthur. Yeah, highly recommendable. One of the biggest regrets that I have in my life was that I didn't go last year. Some of my friends went last year and they all said they had such an amazing time. It looked so beautiful, and I got kind of jealous back then, and I was like, man, I really should have signed up to go last year. And so I told myself that this year I'd be sure to go. Of course, I want to say thank you to all my friends that were in the class with me. We always had a great time, even on the afternoons when our motivation was a little bit low. We still made sure to cheer each other up and have a good time all together. And we did that by playing games during class. Y'all asked me to do some breakdance for y'all, so I needed to do that. C'est la fin de la vidéo. J'ai fait un si beau voyage.